Welcome. Hello, and welcome to the Charlotte Otremba Show. My name is Charlotte. Thank you so much for joining me today. It is episode number 11 and part 2 of my 2-part episode series with comedian, actor, writer, and all-around funny, amazing friend, Patrick Price. I hope you enjoy. I'm so glad you're here so we can enter the mind of these reptiles.
We're here to get into it. As someone with no formal education on herpetology or any sort of reptile biology at all.
Trust it.
Yeah.
But this all is correct. I mean, this is what I know about iguanas only because I did look up the iguana thing.
Yeah.
And they are not good.
They're not great.
And they're creepy because they'll be over here at my parents' house. They'll kind of hang out along the edge, and then you'll try to chase it off, and then it'll just disappear into the water.
It'll swim down.
But it can swim for a long time, so you'll never see it come up.
Yeah.
It goes so far. It's so creepy.
They can hold and especially the larger ones. The larger ones can stay down, hours.
And also, I could see those larger ones eating like a dog or a cat, a small dog or cat.
They'll snap them right up. They have the sharp teeth, and they bite so quick. Yeah, they're iguanas are sons of bitches. But I'll tell you this, and this is gonna really bring out my white trash side.
Yes,
they're delicious.
You've eaten iguana?
Iguanas are delicious.
Oh, well, we need to talk about this. Where did you eat iguana?
A few different restaurants will serve them down here, mostly local places, but also you'll run into the...
mostly local
spots, and by that I mean chains. You're not going to go to TGI Fridays and be like, here's some iguana nugget Doritos.
Local, off the radar.
Local, organic, fresh.
Yeah.
There was an article in the Palm Beach Post that everyone always recalls. This was years and years ago. I was a kid when it came out, called the Chicken of the Trees.
Oh my God!
And it was a story about people
so
eating iguanas, and it's got some cultural bias in a few different communities down here. And I've tried it. A few different people's homes have made them for me. I've never been able to will myself to kill one and bring it home to figure out how to butcher it because I feel like that'll be disgusting. But if someone else has gone through that process, I'll give them money.
Appreciate it.
I'll pay for it.
So did you eat the scaly parts or was it skinned?
No, yeah, it's skinned. It's the meat of it. It's just like when you eat gator tail. It's just the meat inside the scale.
Yeah, because I always eat gator tail.
You never eaten gator tail?
No.
Come on, gator tail's wonderful. It's a South Florida staple.
Oh God. So do you fry it? How do you cook it?
Most of them are going to be fried, yeah. Because it is very similar to chicken.
Okay.
It's but unlike chicken, which a lot of times you could grill, you can grill reptile meat, but it's got this odd kind of metallic-y twinge to it that you don't get when it's fried. I don't know why. It's something to do with their blood or something. I don't know.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah. But yes, fried is actually quite good, especially with a little spicy sauce there.
Ooh,
delightful.
Ooh.
Delightful.
That local Florida cuisine.
Right?
Oh, I'm loving it. Well, Pat, I'd love to move into Wreck of the Week.
Wreck of the Week. You need to have a music sting here. It's
I don't have it for Wreck. I have it for advice.
Okay.
But Wreck. All right, so let's do it. Wreck of the Week.
We are not singers.
Week. I am definitely not.
No.
No.
Someone
yours at least varied. Someone was like, "Oh yeah, can you sing?" I was like, "I could sort of hold a tune."
I can make my voice loud.
Yeah.
I can make my voice loud. Actually, you know what? I want to talk about something that was just a fun experience. Have I ever sent you the link of me singing the songs that I sang for a recording?
That is the vaguest description.
Yeah, so I probably didn't.
I don't think so, though, no.
A while back, I did that one of those Facebook things where it's if this post gets 1,000 comments, I'll blank. And I shared this one that was if this post gets 1,000 comments, I'll sing a song. Because my friend did it, and he got 1,000 comments, and he sang a song. He's got a very pretty voice.
Aww.
And I was like, I'll do it. I'll probably get a couple hundred, and then I'll just record one anyway. I got 1,103 hours because of 5 very dedicated young women who just made... There's one girl, Brittany, put in, I think, 200 comments.
Oh my gosh!
She just stayed on this heckity typing because
fingers were bloodied.
I'm a child of the 80s and the 90s. So to me, anyone doing anything online is on a computer.
Yeah.
And they're typing
just like this.
And if they're hacking, they're typing like this. So yeah, I got it, and I was like, shit. And before I could even do anything, a friend of mine who owns a studio in town that I wish I could remember the name of, because I want to give it a shout out.
Shout out studio.
Shout out studio. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up. So just fill in the time. Melody Ave Studios.
Melody Ave Studios
in West Palm Beach.
Shout out.
If you're ever doing anything, if you're in West Palm, South Florida, this region, you're trying to record music, spoken word, anything, any kind of music too.
Get your iguana and head over.
Get your iguana, fry your gator tail, get in your dune buggy, get up with the boys, get yourself a pack of Coors, and you ride on over to Melody Ave. Yeah!
We're right at dawn, bitches.
Come on now. Everyone put on your hats that say Flocal. Get in your shirt that says the Gunshine State, where the state is a .45 caliber because of the Second Amendment. And you slap on your cutoff dungarees. I actually do own a lot of cutoffs.
You do. You rock them, though.
I rock them. I love them. I love shorts.
Love them.
Melody Ave. So this very, very friendly guy named Spence reached out to me and he was like, hey, I admire your friend's dedication. Do you want to do some songs with me? I was like, I can't afford it. He's like, no, I'll cover it. I think it'd be fun. I was like,
so
yeah,
kind.
sure. Should I do more than one? He's like, it's up to you. And I was like, you know what? I'll do 3. So I picked out 3 songs. I spent 2 days memorizing them as best as I could.
Wow.
And then he recorded them. And actually, so it's a song from Hamilton, because I'm a theater nerd.
Which one?
Dear...
Theodosia.
No, not Dear... the friggin' one where they're about to duel with Hamilton and Burr.
Oh, the numbers?
No, not the 10 Duel Commandments. The one where they don't like each other and they're writing the letters to one another. Your obedient servant. Your obedient servant.
Oh, okay, yes.
And I did both parts.
Oh my
and he
gosh.
actually recorded it, so it's me singing to me.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'll send you the... there we go. Dune buggy it down the street.
Cool cover.
And then I did a Frank Sinatra song, I Won't Dance, that my family always loved. And then I did the song I always do at every karaoke, which is Tribute by Tenacious D with Jack Black. I did that because that's my go-to karaoke song, because all you have to do is be loud.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, that's the main trick of the song.
Nailed it.
Yeah, it's... I don't know if I'll give you the link and you can embed it somewhere. You can
I will absolutely be adding this. Check the description box below.
The description. It's very fun.
Or in the show notes, as they say in the biz.
Which we're in now.
We're in the biz.
In the biz. Yeah, so that was a very fun time.
Oh, we will all be watching this, for sure.
But now back to the wreck of the week.
Wreck of the week! Yours was better.
Yours was better.
Okay, wait, let's try again. Wreck of the week.
We nailed that.
I feel like that sounded
really good.
Wow.
Singing duet. Hello. New
recording. What's the name of the recording studio?
Melody Ave Studios. Melody Ave
Studios.
I don't know why we're
Sign us up.
There's
that tender
voice. Do I do it or do you?
No,
do it?
you do it. I do one every week. You're someone new.
So
everyone's sick of my
I'll do a couple then. I'll do a
I would love that.
So the first is going to be for an author who I already forgot the name of. Remember I said I want to remember this author?
Yeah, he was like, I'm going to remember this.
And
we all believed him.
Named J. Zachary Pike. This is for my sci-fi fantasy nerds out there. Sci-fi fantasy. So
I am not privy to this gang symbol.
He wrote
sci-fi.
He wrote a series of books called Organomics. It's basically taking the idea of the common fantasy setting of orcs and elves and dragons and incorporating what if there was the real world into it. So, like, obviously, if America had orc, elves, and dragons, we would have subsidized them, put them in companies, insured them, and had stock markets based on their value. And that's what the book is about. It's hilarious. It's sweet. It deals with drug addiction and being abandoned by family. Yeah, it's
pulling out all the
intense.
stops.
Yeah.
Wow,
I picked it up because this is cool. This looks fun. And then I read it and I was like, I just felt so much. He's at his second book right now called Son of a Lich, and then there's a third one coming out sometime. I think called Dragonfired. J. Zachary Pike, you're a good dude. I'm going to send you this on Instagram. I talked about you, and maybe you'll send me another free pen, because you sent me one already.
This is not a shameless plug at all.
Totally a shameless plug. I would wear a shirt that said shameless plug if it made me money.
That's okay. I purposely recommended Honey the other week because I wanted to get sponsored by Honey. So honey. We love honey.
We love honey.
We love honey.
Big proponents of honey.
Oh, and especially for holiday shopping.
Oh my God, it's ideal. I've actually, in my regular day job, because I work with computers, I recommend honey to people all the time.
Left and right.
Save some cash,
Save
babies.
some cash.
Let's see. Another recommendation I'd have is I'm going to give a South Florida one. Because
yes.
born and raised, South Floridian for life.
Salt life.
Salt Life. I would never wear anything with Salt Life. That's the one thing I probably would never be sponsored by. I would sooner pull out my pinky nail than be sponsored by Salt Life.
Wait, so Salt Life is a thing?
Salt Life,
I thought it was just like a
brand.
phrase.
No, it's like a brand. Yeah.
Wow, I'm an idiot. I just thought people like had this Salt Life sticker.
It kind of started as that, but they've made a whole brand. There's shirts and hats, and it's all terrible douchebags mostly wearing and supporting it.
That tracks.
Same thing as people who wear Gunshine State. That's a real thing.
Oh,
you have
gosh, I haven't
Florida
seen that.
with the panhandle is a gun.
Oh.
And, because we're a terrible state.
Because
full of monsters. So yeah, there's a chain of sub shops down here called John Smith Subs, which if you're ever in the area and you want a delicious hot sub, their cold subs are okay, but if you want a cold sub, go to Publix. If you want a cold sub, go to Publix. It's the best choice. Get the boar's head, get an Italian combo yourself.
Ooh, God, I love Publix. Can we just give a shout out to Publix too?
All right.
The best. We don't have them up north.
No, aside from the southeast, they're not really anywhere.
No.
They're in I think they go up to the Carolinas and Georgia. But yeah, I mean,
they
I've tried.
Are just and also so nice.
So nice.
Everybody
so
in
friendly.
there. Oh my God, so
full
kind.
Full service bakeries, full service sandwich,
all
hot
the
bar.
food.
They do every generic item that is the same quality as a regular name brand, only way cheaper, half the price.
Just
and they're not
Publix.
great value because Walmart does generic brand, but it's I could also just eat gravel instead of rice. But
Indeed, we all could.
why would I?
But why, when you can walk into Publix and feel like you've just entered, I don't know,
a
heaven?
relative's house, just some loving, and the one near me has this big guy with a booming voice who's always like, "Hey, welcome to Publix." And I'm like, he didn't have to say that.
But he did.
He does. He makes it his job to say that to everyone who walks by.
And they always offer to help you bring your stuff out to the car.
They'll bag your stuff. They walk it out. They'll put you in your car. They'll put your seatbelt on. They'll make sure
give you a hug.
Your hair's all tucked away. They'll wipe any smudge off your
Little kiss
cheeks.
on the cheek.
Little kiss on the cheek. And you know what? You're ready for the day. You can take on anything after that.
It's so true.
But yeah, John Smith subs. If you're ever in the mood for a hot sub, I've been getting the same sandwich since I was a child. Because I'm superstitious, and because I've broken that tradition a couple times, and the sandwich has always been not as good. But if I get the same thing, and then it's going to sound really simplistic, okay, and it is, but it's just their chicken, which they marinate. They do their own marinated chicken. It's delicious. Their chicken, bacon cooked extra crispy, American cheese and lettuce. That's it.
Wow.
Simple.
Sounds like a classic.
Elegant.
A classic.
My family calls it the Patrick.
The Patrick.
Yeah.
Well, they need to name it after you.
That's what I'm trying to get. Make it a sandwich.
Make it a sandwich.
Put it on the board. I'll pay for it until you keep sponsoring me, and then I should get them for free.
Yeah. I agree with this.
So
support
let's
this.
So I supported books, sandwiches,
and Publix.
Those
are
good.
three great
Those are
recs.
three tenets of my life. Books, hot sandwiches, and grocery stores.
Same.
I don't get this whole thing of, it's so traditional for especially guys to be like, oh, I hate shopping. No, you fucking don't. You don't fucking hate shopping. You like the idea that it's funny for you to hate shopping because you're with. Also, can we as a society get over the thing of married couples not liking each other?
Yeah.
In
Can we just drop that?
TV and comedy, can we just say oh look, they're arguing all the time, but then they're gonna have sex, and I'm like, how is that healthy? How are we telling people this is fine? Look, yeah, they argued and screamed for the 90 minutes of this film, but at the end, one of them said a waggy line to the other one, and then it implied they had sex. So it's all straightened out.
It's all good.
I'm like, that was emotional and verbal abuse. Shut up.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you.
Yeah, it's a tired trope. I don't want to see that. I'd rather see happy single people or just realistic couples. Because people argue, but not all the fucking time.
And also, I think that also this other trope too of the woman getting older and then she's gonna stick it to all of her friends that are you need to find someone by being on her own, but then
no, I don't. Business. And then who comes through the window? Studley McManus.
Exactly. It's
and he comes through and he's holding a bag of farm feed and a logger's axe and a chainsaw and a rescue dog, and he's got his scuba gear and he's got his fireman's helmet. I'm like, I get it. He's a man.
Woo! Lest we forget.
Let's pump the brakes here. And then it's going to show him at one point doing something that's almost not manly. What? He makes candles?
Oh, and has a pet that follows him everywhere.
And then all of a sudden, she has given up this career,
Yeah.
which was before, at the beginning of this, the pivotal focus of her life.
Everything.
So what does she do now? She's married now.
No.
And now that...
She's at home.
Studley McManus pays the bills with his 9-man job.
And now they'll just fight in the grocery
and then
store.
they'll just fight and get in arguments, and then at their best friend's wedding, they'll have a little sex, and then everything's fine. It's disgusting. Do better.
Do better.
writers.
God.
I mean, I
Just
can't.
fight in private like normal people.
Right? Having terse, quiet arguments where you talk about how you're to discuss this later. Not right now. Now we're going to have our party faces.
And then when you get upstairs, you forget why you were mad. But you're mad.
You get upstairs, you've had a couple drinks, and you know what? It's time for bed. And then by the time you wake up, you're both hungry. You're not going to argue on your way to food.
Nope, absolutely not. Unless you're like me, and when you're hungry, you're irritable, and then there's going to be a fight no matter what.
See, for me, if I get to the irritable point in hunger, I'm done talking. I'll just go get food. Like, it's not a matter of we need to settle this first. I will leave the house.
Yeah, that's true, because I'll just be like, again, shout out Lon. Lon will just be like, okay, you're just hungry. And then at least he'll have the foresight to shut it down. I will just keep making snappy comments till the cows come
Daggering.
home.
Just keep poking holes.
There's not enough I can find.
I live off spite now. No,
It's like a high. It's like, oh, I can't eat. Let me just get that sweet taste of murdering someone's
just
feelings.
bitter resentment. It's filling me with food. No, this was a couple years ago when I was dating a girl, and we got into an argument at one point, and we were going to go get lunch. Like, the whole thing, and stemmed from disagreeing on where we wanted to go for different reasons. And the argument was going on about 45 minutes, and I was like, you know what, you're right. And I left. And I just went and got food. And I just went and sat down at the place I wanted to go to, ate my food, turned my phone off. I called her back that evening, and I was like, I'm really sorry, but I had to go eat.
I love this
I understand
so
if
much.
this is the end of our relationship. And it wasn't. It was 2 months later for different reasons. But...
honestly, I think I'm just going to do that.
yeah, I was just like, you know what, the worst that can happen is we break up. And at least I'll deal with that after I've eaten.
Because right now, I certainly don't
I
have
don't
the
want to
mental
break
capacity.
up and be starving. I want to eat, and then you can break up with me. Because then I'll have what I need to deal with that emotional trauma.
Right, exactly.
And then I can eat more.
Exactly.
But if you break up with me while I'm starving, I won't eat because I'll be sad, I'll be crying, and then I'll be so hungry the next day, I'll get sick.
I know. You'll kill me.
You'll kill me. So just let me break away like a child away from this argument without settling anything, go get my Sammy Sam, munch it down, and then call you later and apologize for whatever it is that I did.
Because at this point, I don't remember.
I don't
Because
care.
I'm so
I'll
hungry.
take the fault. I just want to go eat. I've done that numerous times. I'm like, you're right, I'm wrong.
Please.
I don't care.
Literally, there have been times where I'm like so deep into a fight, and I like forget what it is I'm mad about, and I'm like, I'm hungry.
It's just evolved past that point. Like, it was about, let's just contend, like, it was about, oh, you didn't call this person you were supposed to, and I told you to, right? That was the start of it. But now it's gone through 1,000 years of evolution, and now it's about a totally different thing about the
right.
fucking bathroom
Because we've pulled examples from all different topics. I remember that time when you always do this.
A proper argumenter can see the area around them like the Terminator and just pinpoint all the things that they can bring into this fight against that person from the surrounding area.
Doesn't matter what or when it was from.
Yep.
And certainly it's not going to be related to the topic at hand. What
That's
is that?
good.
Oh,
That's a good noise, whatever that is.
I love that for us.
It's that natural outside vibe of someone powering a
I told you already.
boat engine.
Literally, the boat's dead. Oh God, it's so bad.
It's a dead boat. That's what they're doing? Man, that's just
still
loud
going.
enough to be in your ear, no matter how
it's
far
still
away
going.
you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though what's great is, too, those neighbors... I wonder if we should just pause. Oh, it's getting
there we
there.
go.
Oh.
Here we go. They're still arguing. Come on, have sex already. Can we get to this? Can we get this point done? See, this is what it's like whenever I see this trope, and whenever I see the argumentative couple who don't like each other. And also, they're always doing really well.
Yeah.
Like any super mean couple is always rich. Like fucking
crushing life.
just fucking mansions, double cars, just
everything they
clothing.
want work-wise.
But I'm like, so do you work 16 hours a day, you come and fist fight, and then go to bed? Is that what we're supposed to interpret?
Unclear. Also, these neighbors, hopefully they can't hear me. Well, whatever.
Yeah, it's too late.
I do remember one time when there was construction. Just sounded like this. And we looked out, and there was, no joke, a tan, late middle-aged man out on the dock in a Speedo.
Ooh.
Doing some construction work. I'm not even exaggerating. Had a hammer, and there was some banging.
I bet there was.
I bet there was.
You don't dress like that for no reason.
And all of us were scarred collectively. Just a group trauma.
Listen, I've legit stripped for money more than once. I've done it numerous times as part of a side hustle.
Yeah.
But I still don't get the out and about comfort Speedo.
Sir, you could be making money for that.
Yeah, right?
Why waste
If you're gonna
it?
wear that little, just do it on a stage.
And I also just feel like anything to do with construction is just risky. You know, injury-wise, it already
maybe
is.
some shoes.
Some shoes.
You know?
I don't
Gloves,
understand.
Maybe, cover your hammies. Okay, the inside of the thigh, which is very exposed in the Speedo, to your biggest veins. Easiest ways to die. Cutting your femoral arteries.
We're
down
lucky
there.
we didn't watch that happen.
And it would have been nasty. That would have been gnarly to watch. It would have taken a little while, blood to pump out.
All right, let's do it. It's time for advice. Wow, that was beautiful. Nailed it.
We did that.
All right, first up. Don't worry, guys. I wrote the questions this week. I know I was bombarded with so many advice.
So much life advice. So much life advice. It's always great when someone gives you unasked for advice. Especially close people in your life who, you think love and care about you.
Yeah.
And I can always tell with certain people, I won't name who, when they want to give me a critique based on how they start talking or the text message. If I hear like a, hey, with an exclamation point, I'm like, all right, he's about to ask me or tell me something I'm doing wrong.
Yeah.
That's how it always starts.
Really? Hey, exclamation point?
Yeah.
I feel like a hey exclamation point is like they're gonna ask me for something.
No, it's always I'm about to get told I'm doing something wrong.
Love that.
And then another close friend who does it, who is whenever he goes, so I wanted to talk to you about something. I'm like, this is gonna be shitty. Whatever this is, it's never gonna be something fun. I want to talk to you about something. How many pizzas do we order? It's never. It's always something. Only. Here comes a negative. Here comes something underhanded in the.
Oh God.
Ribs.
Yeah, for me it's always like weirdly I get it a lot from my parents' friends.
Sure.
Who really don't know me.
What role do they have in your life? If you're watching this,
I didn't ask.
Why do you think you can give her advice that she didn't ask for?
And how bad do you think my life is? That's what's worrisome to me.
Yeah, what's going on? What's so great about your life?
Yeah.
You're like, you know what? I'm gonna laud down some lightning like Zeus advice.
Right. I mean, you're certainly not recording a podcast in your parents' backyard.
This is how I give advice, if you know what I mean. That was uncalled for. I apologize. YouTube.
We love that. All right, so first question. All right, so Patrick, you recently took up walking.
I did.
And what's a good way to stay motivated to keep your body moving during the holidays or when you just don't feel like it? Because you've been going like every day.
Okay, not every day. I do about 3 to 5 times a week.
Okay.
And sometimes, listen, I've been fat heavy most of my life. even at my healthiest, when I was like 18 to 20, and I was swimming and lifting weights and stuff, I was a big dude. But in the last 5 years, I've gained a lot of weight, and it's been very hard to deal with. It's a struggle, and that's just not just being fat, being underweight, any weight body struggle is really, really hard because it's not always something you want to talk about, or you know how to talk about,
right?
Because people are always happy to help, but you don't want to
offer that opinion that you didn't ask for.
You don't want to leave that window open all the time, because that way, if you're ever putting up a post of you eating a burger, you don't want to get a picture from someone.
God,
should we be doing that?
Love those.
So for me, it was I had a health scare last year. Actually, no, this year. This year's been so long. 2020. I think it was back in May, which was about 6 years ago.
Right.
I had a health scare, and I was like, you know what, I need to make some changes. I had been doing some stuff before that, but I started to really kick it up and there. I just started doing walks. In the last 3 months, I've done some jogging here and there, which is my version of running, because I can't run full out yet. If I do, my knee will fly out of the skin.
Quick pippity pop out.
Just pop down the street. People are going to be screaming and lots of blood. Iguanas will come and catch it, and then I'll get eaten by a wandering gator who's like, hey, here's that food I smelled. Circling back, people, it's called callbacks. So I just started doing that. I've actually, as of this week, I managed my longest unstopped to breathe for jog, which is I did about 1.5 miles in 15 minutes.
Amazing.
Which longer than I've run in a long time.
That's amazing.
I was gassed at the end of it. I was very gross looking. And then I, walked the 1.5 miles back.
Nice.
But honestly, I do. My motivation is just to stick around.
Yeah.
I just, it's very. Guys in my family are susceptible to heart disease, high blood pressure. I already have high blood pressure, and I don't just want to be a very fun funeral. Like, my funeral will be great. People are gonna have a great time, and it's gonna be a lot of really funny, smart people in a room together. But everyone's gonna be sad. So I want to put that off as long as possible.
Please, we need you to stick around.
So I wanted to do that, and also I just kind of wanted to, I guess, prove it to myself that I could make a change. Because, as you get older, you keep being told, like, well, if you're this, by this age, that's what you're going to be forever. And that's not true. Because there's fucking 50-year-olds who have been 350 pounds their whole life and then dropped down to 210. Because they're just like, you know what, I wanted to.
Yeah.
Because the human body is amazing.
It is.
We're a fucking wonder factory. Like, the thing I always like to tell people, there's a 1 in a trillion chance that you were going to be born. You specifically, with your build and everything about you. So you're a fucking miracle. Every one of you is a fucking miracle.
You're a miracle.
So, as such, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to treat this miracle right. I'm going to do some good things. And my brother was a big inspiration. Shout out to my brother.
Aww.
You're my hero. So I got a tattoo for you right there. That's my dude.
No.
He started doing yoga a few years ago when he had a health scare. He's been doing it very steadily. He's lost a good amount of weight. He's breathing a lot better. He's super flexible and everything, and he loves it. And so that was my big inspiration for that. And I recently started incorporating some other stuff, like punching heavy bag. I used to do boxing when I was in high school.
Amazing.
So I got a heavy bag, started punching that. Shout out to my mom for getting me a heavy bag.
Shout out, Mom.
Shout out, Mom. And then I got some just weights, little stuff. And this has been nice. It's been, I'm not trying to do anything radical. I'm not being like, I'm going to drop 100 pounds.
But I think that's like the best way to do it, because otherwise you'll either burn yourself out or get discouraged really quickly.
It's so easy to.
Yeah.
And the weight loss culture in America is fucking sickening. Like,
it's so intense.
The high standards and intimidation that is being put out to these people. Like, listen, if you've only dropped 5 pounds after working here for 2 months, that's kick-ass.
Yeah.
You should be really proud of yourself. It's really hard to do. You stuck to it. Just keep at it.
Yeah.
Or don't. If you feel healthy, that's all you need.
Yeah.
If you're healthy and happy, that's what matters.
Learning to listen to your body. I think.
Like, honestly, if I had a gut the rest of my life, as long as I'm healthy and content, I don't give a shit. I have a little gut. I'll poke my belly. I'll balance drinks on top of it, and I'll be happy as a clam. So it's just a matter of the fact that I just wanted to kind of improve my quality of life. It is hard. I do give up sometimes. A couple weeks ago, I didn't do shit for the whole week. I just skipped it. But by the end of that week, I actually got sick. And then the next day, I just went for a run. Felt better.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, just.
And I do think it's like, but I feel like so much of it is like learning how to, at least for me, when I do things more consistently like that, then I'm able to feel the difference in my body. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So then I'm able to notice, okay, I'm not feeling well. I need to move.
Need to do something.
Yeah, I need to do something.
Because when you train your body to do that, your body, that runner's high, that thing that we all, that's endorphins. That's the chemicals your brain produces naturally. So it's already putting those out and being like, hey, good job. Keep that up. I like this. You're doing good stuff. So when you don't do that, your brain's like, well, hold all this then. You don't get any of it.
See ya.
And your body's like, didn't I have this a couple of days ago? It's like, I don't know what's happening. I'm going to shut down.
I just love the conversation your body's having.
My body's very talkative.
No, but it's so accurate. So that's great. So the advice would be probably to start with manageable
goals. Give yourself a break. Be nice to yourself. That's honestly the best advice I could give. If you're ever trying to be nice to yourself, first and foremost. If you start off with that whole, I hate my body and I'm going to fucking change it, great if you can. I know maybe 5% of people who've done that who stuck with it.
Yeah.
The people who and I know people who are super intense in weightlifting and CrossFit, but they don't hate themselves. Yeah. They just love doing it.
Yeah.
That's what gives them joy. They fucking love pumping and they're big jack people, and I'm like, kick ass, man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I jump on their backs and I have them carry me around.
I do think that's a good point, though, because if you take the mindset of like, oh, I have to do this.
I have to do this because I'm bad. I'm down here and I need to be up here. Nah, man.
Yeah.
You're not anywhere. But if you want to be higher than where you are, get there.
Yeah. I love that. That's such great advice. Next question. You, Patrick, are like so good at staying calm and not getting flustered, even with like the most frustrating of people and circumstances, combination of the two. So what is your advice for staying calm and doing that?
It's called marijuana.
You might have heard of it.
You might have heard. No,
not catnip.
And that's a joke, but I do recommend it. Cannabis as a medicine, as a treatment, highly recommend it. But no, what it comes down to for me is just that, and I say this phrase a lot to people, what's the worst thing that this person could do to me? So I think a lot of times when people start to butt heads, when we start to get frustrated, we start to imagine these circumstances in which this person's going to ruin our life. They're going to, you're business partners, right? And you're trying to do a new project and this partner's not doing their side of the job. They're not, and they're then saying that you're not doing your side of the job, and then you're butting heads. So your thought is they're going to collapse the entire project. I'm going to be jobless. I'm going to lose all my money. I'm going to be homeless. I'm going to die. Because we spiral.
Yeah, absolutely.
Frustrated thinking it's a spiral.
Love my spirals.
Yeah, everyone loves a spiral. There's a movie I love. It's an old football, not old, but oldish. Called The Replacements at Keanu Reeves. Yeah. Gene Hackman does the speech about quicksand.
Oh,
and the dangerous thing is you start to think about one negative thing going wrong and you focus on that and then another and then another and then another, and before you know it, you're buried in them.
Right.
And that stuck with me as a kid because I was like, that's true. And so it's easy to think of this one negative thing ruining everything else in your life. So really, if you analytically look at it, what's the worst thing that could happen? This project doesn't go well, you'll do another one.
Yeah.
This person doesn't like you, there's other people. Yeah. This relationship failed, it's not the last one you'll ever have. You dropped out in your diet, you can start it back up again. You stopped writing after you've been writing so good for 6 months, give yourself a week. Don't lose it just because this one bad thing happens. Because one bad thing happening is just part of life.
Yeah.
And yeah, even when it is, like we've been in situations where a bunch of stuff has gone wrong all at once, but the end goal was still achievable. That end goal is always achievable. Like I said, human life is a miracle, and it's because we are. People are amazing. The capacity that human beings have to do anything in this world is amazing. We've gone from, not to be super hyperbolic, but I will be. We've gone from being cavemen who could grunt out a language and could paint on the walls to being able to communicate via a 5-inch box to someone 4,000 miles away.
Yeah.
That's insane. We are able to analyze the human body with machines in a way where we can be like, oh, this negative microscopic disease is located right here. And we can pinpoint it, we can start working on it. And so when you think about all the amazing, limitless things we can do, someone not agreeing with you, something not going right at the end, it's not the end of your day. It's not the end of your hour.
Yeah.
You can get past it. You can work around it. Everyone can. Everyone has the capacity to do tremendous things. Everyone I know in my life has done amazing things.
Yeah.
You included.
You included.
But every single person I know has done wonderful things. And if we really look at it, because wonderful things don't have to change the fucking world.
Yeah.
Wonderful things can be like, I know a guy who drives around every Christmas with a cold cooler of water bottles, and he gives them to homeless people.
Oh.
And that's awesome. And he doesn't do it every day. He doesn't do it every fucking month. He does it once a year because he has the time, he has the ability, and that's what he likes to do.
Yeah.
On Christmas Day, he gives out cold water to people in Florida because in Florida it's hot. It's a hot Christmas. So he gives it out, and I'm like, that's legit, and that's a wonderful thing. And he only does it the one time, but it's still an amazing thing.
Yeah.
Someone I work with, he recently overcame a lot of self-doubt and was able to handle this really impressive, complicated job on his own. And this is a guy who had been filled with self-doubt, and he fucking knocked it out of the park. And I was like, that's tremendous.
Yeah.
And I just try and get people to see the power they have inside them, not to be at all self-help motivational.
I love that.
Yeah, that's honestly my sense of being able to be calm is that I know one problem isn't the end of things.
Yeah.
Because I've had a life with a lot of problems and I'm still here.
Yeah. I love that.
Rocking in the free world.
Look out.
Yeah.
I love that. Love that, Pat. All right. Well, on that note, I think we will call it. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Patrick.
Big hand for Charlotte, everyone.
Big
Clap.
hand for
Clap.
Patrick.
Clap at your house. I want to know that you're
Clap
clapping.
in your car.
Clap in
on
your
the walk.
and the walk.
Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. It means so much that when you tune in. And if you wouldn't mind dropping a review or a like or any sort of
Like, follow, subscribe.
Like, follow, subscribe. It means so much. And anything we mentioned in this episode will be linked below. Make sure you check it out. Make sure you share with your friends. And see you next week.
Woo!
Bye-bye.
Eat a gator.